Welcome back, Cat Gang, or if you're new here, just welcome. My name is Harrison, and I got two cats. Just like in my last video, this one is another massive failure. And who could it be other than 23 Rangers versus the Umbra? Guys, come on, really? 23 Rangers couldn't even hurt a fly. Why am I even doing this? Well, the answer to that question is because I know you want to see it. But I have to admit, it was a little frustrating that we couldn't even place all 40 of our Rangers because that would have been a crazy game. I mean, even back when we used Rangers to fight the Frost Spirit, we didn't have enough cliff space to place all 60, but at least we were able to get 53 down, which is 30 more than we're gonna be using here. Oh boy. And just to remind y'all, the Frost Spirit got into our base with 107,000 health, so the 53 Rangers actually did really well. Now let's go ahead and take a look at that tower's stats because it really is one of the best damage towers in the game. But you're gonna pay for it because the Ranger is the most expensive tower in Tower Defense Simulator, coming in at $44,550 to get to max level. So is that really worth it? Yeah, obviously. It does a massive 300 damage. But Harrison, what about the DPS? Yeah, I agree that it isn't great. Take, for example, the turret, which has a DPS of 108.7, or the golden minigunner, which has a DPS of 103.45. Comparing it to those towers, I'd agree that the Ranger's DPS doesn't look too good. But that's only because it has such a slow fire rate, and considering the fact that the turret's fire rate is 0.23 and the golden minigunner's fire rate is 0.058, we can blame the Ranger's sad DPS on its even sadder fire rate of 3.5. This means that the Ranger only fires once every 3.5 seconds. This makes it a high damage, low fire rate tower. But here's the catch. The DPS is not what makes this tower so good, it's the range, dingus. The best thing about the Ranger is its range. Oh well, I guess that's why they changed the name from Outlaw, because the best thing about the Outlaw was not its outlaw, it was its range, its hidden detection, its damage, its placement limit. This tower has the highest range of any tower in the game at 40. This means that even though its DPS is really not great for such an expensive tower, it gets to attack for more time than any other tower, thus being more useful than a tower like the Accelerator, which does have a higher DPS but also has a lower range, which allows the enemies to get away from it more easily. And even though the Ranger has an amazing range stat, it can't cover the entire map without help. And this is where the DJ comes in. So let's go ahead and talk about the supports we use in this game, the DJ and the Commander, both of which are super important here. The DJ actually gives two buffs, one for price and one for range. The price buff is very important to have with the Ranger because it's so expensive. This buff allows us to upgrade the Rangers to max level even faster. Now the range buff obviously lets towers attack for longer by boosting their range, but this has an even bigger impact on towers that already have a high range, since the buff is a percentage of that tower's base range. At max level, the DJ is going to boost the tower's range by 35%. This means that we can figure out how much extra range the Ranger's gonna get by multiplying its base range, 40, by 35%, which I'm gonna convert to a decimal for this equation, and we get 14. This means that with a max level DJ, a max level Ranger's range is 54, essentially allowing it to shoot across the entire map, which is exactly what you're gonna see the Rangers in the middle of this map doing. Now, the only problem with that for this game is that only about 8 Rangers can be placed in the middle. Most have to be placed along the edges, and even though we brought extra DJs just for them, they can't quite cover every edge of the path, so we don't even get all 23 Rangers attacking the Umbra for the entire time. Alright, now let's talk about the Commander. This is the most important support tower in the entire game because it'll boost a tower's fire rate by up to 55%. Hello? The Ranger has the slowest fire rate in the game. Of course it's gonna benefit from this buff. I mean, honestly, the Ranger isn't even really worth using if you don't have a Commander to buff it. The DJ is important because it helps to bring down the cost and increase the range, but the Ranger feels like it hardly ever shoots unless the Commander is using call to arms on it. Basically what I'm saying is that this is a game where the supports are just as important as the tower doing damage. Now before we hop into this game, I just want to recap real quick how much damage each of the towers in this challenge have done to the Umbra so far. The Accelerators did 923,000 damage, the turrets did 634,000 damage, and the pursuits did 608,000 damage. So what do you think? Will the Ranger do more damage like the Accelerator, or is it going to fall short and finish with less in the pursuit? Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out to my sharpshooting teammates for this game, fabulous trophies, penny account deleted, and unspeakable FBI agents. Now go ahead and sit back, relax, and grab a sniper cat, and I'll see you right back here at the end. Okay, analysis time. So the Umbra got into our base with about 391,000 health left. This means that the Rangers managed to do 609,000 damage. No way! That's 1,000 more damage than the Pursuits did. This means that 23 Rangers are as powerful as 40 Pursuits. Man, if we could have placed all 40 Rangers, I know we could have beat this challenge. Alright, well, the next question is, where do the golden minigunners fit on this list? Find out next time on Harry's Awesome Channel. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and smash that like button with your forehead, hit the subscribe button with your big toe, and turn on notifications however you can so you don't miss any of my amazing upcoming content. And I'll see you guys later. Take care, be safe, and never forget what I always say. Hey!